The strange case of Dr. Jekyll, or is it Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde. Thinking about a Scottish book for Book Week Scotland that I could make a dish about, then this came immediately to mind. And we're gonna cook something that's kind of like pretty and smooth and floral on the outside, and inside is bloody and gritty and kind of anatomical. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna make ourselves a lovely heart steak. This is an ox heart. It's a great cut of meat, it's cheap and it's absolutely delicious. But it's really important to serve it rare. Overcooked heart is just not nice. So we're gonna make that. We're gonna serve that with some chard that I took from the allotment this morning. Here we've got some ingredients for mayonnaise, white wine vinegar, Dijon mustard, an egg, and we're gonna use some of these beautiful little nasturtium seed pods there. And then we've got some stock. Now, I've made the stock myself with a ham hock and a beef knuckle. You could buy some, I suppose, but you should make it. And just some veg. We got carrots and onion. We could use anything, wouldn't really matter, leek or whatever. So we're gonna start off this dish by getting the sauce on. The sauce is gonna take the longest time by far. So I'm just gonna start off by peeling these carrots. There we go. Couple of bay leaf, medium heat. All right, so now we're I'm just gonna peel these onions. Gonna chop my onions in there with my carrots. So I'm just gonna add a bit of salt. And now the heart. So here we have a cow's heart. See the big arteries coming out of it? And inside, a world of atriums and ventricles. Look at the strength of these muscles. It's really strong. It's working all the time. And it's that fact that it's working all the time that gives us such incredible flavor. So I'm just gonna take enough off of this heart for us right now, because there's plenty of people around who will eat it. So I just want to take all this excess fat off the outside. While I'm doing this, the vegetables for the sauce, they're frying away. I'm not too feared of getting like quite dark bits, that's fine. Bit of burning, that's all good. Now with the scrap that I'm taking off of this little steak here, I'm gonna put that in the saucepan here. Not the fat, or a bit of fat is fine, but mostly I'm looking at the lean meat to go in there. A little bit of fat is good. Okay, getting nice and dark there. Got some nice burnt bits on it. Smells amazing. I'm gonna do something I wasn't expecting to do, and I'm just gonna put a little tiny bit of flour through it. It's really kind of old-fashioned, but I love it. This is like my flavor base, right? And then I'm gonna put my stock in on top, and that flour, once it cooks out in all those vegetables, and then I put the stock in on top, then it's just gonna thicken it up a little bit. It's gonna be nice. So this is all in aid of making a nice little potion that will help Dr. Jekyll turn into Mr. Hyde. Now, I'm gonna make a mayonnaise. It's much less likely to split than Dr. Jekyll's personality. Look, you don't need to be intimidated, it's super easy. The mustard that goes in mayonnaise, you can make it without, but it's actually more difficult. So with the mustard is a really, really good way of preventing it from splitting. The mustard itself really, really helps. Now, my egg, I'm just gonna use the yolk, okay? So I'm gonna keep the white here in a ramekin. I'll use that for something else, like a little meringue, an egg wash for something. A trickle of white wine vinegar. Now, the most often reason that a mayonnaise will split is because there's not enough water in there. So it can be useful to have a little pot of hot water on, because actually then if it does start to split, you can just chuck a little hot water in it. It really, really helps. I want to flavour my mayonnaise with these beautiful nasturtium pods. They're gorgeous, they've got a kind of real pepper and a kind of sweetness to them. So I'm just going to start by chopping them up real fine. But you could use anything, like you could just make a plain old simple mayonnaise. Tarragon mayonnaise would be lovely. Beautiful peppery aroma. So I'm just going to start with the natural trickle. But once it's emulsifying, you can pick up the speed a little. So I like to just add a little water to my mayonnaise, hot water. I think it helps it stop splitting, and it also lightens the colour in a nice way. So the more and more oil I'm putting into this, the thicker and thicker it gets to a certain point, and then it's all going to break. But you've seen it's taken me 2 minutes, and it's lovely nasturtium mayonnaise. So I've got these nice red chard leaves here. I thought they were a good color. It's kind of like burgundy and blood. Good for Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. And I'm just gonna blanch them off. And they'll take a few minutes until they're tender. Yeah, so I'd say that's done. So I'm just gonna plunge it here into some cold water to stop the cooking immediately. I probably only need one per portion of these. I just need to trim this so it fits on the board. And I'm gonna cover it in cling film, and then I'm gonna use the rolling pin to take out the structure, or much of the structure. When you do this, you create like a flat leaf, and it means it's bendy. And well, I'm going to use that to like wrap my beef heart. So here I've strained off the vegetables, and it's just continuing to reduce. I've got a smoking hot pan here, my beef, my flour, my salt. So I'm just salting my my beef there. Pop it in some plain flour. Okay, smoking hot. When you put it in the pan, lay it away from you so you don't splash oil up your wrists. Little bit of butter, some thyme sprigs. Lovely, lovely flavor right there. Okay, we'll take that off. Let it rest a bit. We want it really nice and rare inside. That's our sauce, pretty much ready there. So this beef was in the pan for like a minute. If you want to check its cookedness, you can, that's fine. You just cut it like that. And you do want it like really nice and rare all the way through. And I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna put it, and I'm just gonna wrap it up nicely in this leaf. So now we've got the smooth, natural exterior on our bloody interior. And here we have Dr. Jekyll's potion with nasturtium petals, nasturtium mayonnaise, and here a wee potion.